The next recipe for me is one of the most delicious things I've ever eaten. It entails the use of some fresh beetroots. Beetroots, bad publicity all the time. You know, they're not bad, they're great. And straight from the garden and simply cooked, they provide a very satisfying lunch or supper dish. So we're going to do today a simple salad of beetroot with some quail's eggs, a nice lemon, and the cornichons, which we're going to cut into fine julienne. And then we're going to mix it up with the olive oil just to make a nice lotion to go over the beetroot. First of all, we need to cook the beetroots. Now, I've scrubbed these off a bit, sprinkle them over with a little olive oil and some salt and pepper, and we're going to roast them in the oven in foil. So again, just get your piece of foil, put your beetroot on there, pour over a little of the oil and the seasoning, wrap them up and put them in the oven. You know, the days of boiling it up in the big pan of red water and mess everywhere is over. This is so much cleaner, and for me, you actually appreciate the true flavour of the beetroot by roasting it in the oven. So these are off to the oven where they take about half an hour to cook, and then we're ready to prepare the salad. Right, next we prepare the quail's eggs for cooking. A lot of people just boil the quail's eggs up in this shell, and then, you know, because they're so small, they take forever to peel. I'm going to show you a method that doesn't involve peeling quail's eggs, and it allows you to cook them soft if that's what you prefer, or harder if you prefer them that way. So what we need is some vinegar in the bowl, not too much. Get the quail's eggs, and then using a sharp knife, you cut the rounded edge of the egg off and you tip it in the vinegar. Don't cut the other end off because you'll go through the yolk. So just cut the rounded end off. We do this with all the eggs. And we leave them to sit in the vinegar for about 5 minutes before we cook them. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to just tip the whole lot, eggs, vinegar, everything, into this pan of boiling water. Don't drop them in from a great height. Get them right over and just tip it all in. Now, what will happen is lots of scummy bits will float up to the top. See, I can lift one out and see exactly what stage it's at. See, and that's nice and squidgy. It's all wrapped around. It's actually looking pretty great. So as soon as it's reached a degree that you're happy with, you can lift them all out and put them into a pan of cold water to cool them down. What we're going to do now is we're going to remove the zest of the lemon with the microplaner because we want it quite nice and fine. And then we're going to get the juice to make the dressing to go over the beetroot. So just go over this lemon. And what it doesn't do, it's not invasive. It doesn't go all the way into the flesh, which is actually quite useful. So we've got some nice zest there. So then we take the juice out. Next I'm going to julienne a few of these cornichons. Now julienne is just fine strips, so we cut them down like that, and then we just do some fine strips. Right, now we're going to make some dressing here. I need a tablespoon of the lemon juice. Tip that in the bowl. Then we whisk in 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And we put the zest into there. Right, so that's ready. I put the gloves on because I'm about to peel the beetroot. When you roast the beetroot like that, it actually intensifies the red juices, and this hands actually get stained for about 2 or 3 hours afterwards, so gloves is actually quite a good idea. So you get, just cut the top off, and the skin just comes easily away. And we're just going to put it straight onto the plate. We'll present it straight away. So cut some nice circles. For me, the beetroots look much darker and richer when you bake them in the oven, as opposed to boiling them. Arrange it on the plate. And put one slice in the middle there. So just put a few strips of the cornichon over the beetroot. It's up to you. If you love cornichons, put more. We put the quail's eggs on, which I've dried off on a bit of paper. We don't need excess moisture spoiling the presentation. Next we put a few capers on, not many. Just drain those off. Again, just sort of put them around the beetroot. And finally we just dress with the lemon dressing. Just drizzle some of that also around the plate. And some on the beetroot. Right, there we go. We've got a great supper dish, a great salad. You could have it with a hen's egg if you wanted. Hot, quite nice. But either way, very simple to prepare and very effective.